Yo, 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 welcome to Stickman Reads. Today we got a story about a little boy who's got quite the imagination with some everyday, ordinary things. Hey, Judah, can you stretch that out for us? Oh my goodness! I think this used to be the esophagus of a giraffe. I Need All of It by Petra Postert, illustrated by Rassmus. Little boy is opening the door. Today's laundry day, once again, and Jim wants to help with sorting as usual. Like a traffic cop, Dad stands in the middle of the laundry to show Jim what's supposed to go where. The white clothes go to the left. Cotton, hot cycle. Yes, yes, says Jim. He's heard it 100 times. And the colors to the right, cool cycle, Dad says. Sure. And all the dark stuff in the middle, also cool cycle. My dark socks need extra care, of course. Over here in the wastebasket, warm cycle. Your socks are smelly socks, says Jim. You want to turn page?
Socks are smelly.
Sorting laundry is tiring, says Dad. He pulls his hand out of Jim's trousers pocket and opens it. A stone, a key, and a button lie in his palm. Sand trickles through Dad's fingers. Stop! Screams Jim. Don't throw anything away! But all this can be thrown out, says Dad. No, exclaims Jim. I need all of it. The key is twisted and rather rusty. You can't use it anymore, says Dad. The key is for a suitcase, Jim whispers. For a large suitcase. As large as a cupboard, made entirely of metal, and it's on rollers. Surely it's filled to the brim with money, says Dad. Look at this picture. Jim's saying that twisted metal key goes to this really big suitcase made of metal. I wonder who that's standing next to the suitcase. You have no idea, Jim says. The suitcase belongs to a magician. Magic wand, magic scarves, those kinds of things are in there. And a rabbit and 2 doves, interrupts Dad. Are you crazy? They'd starve. Let the magician feed them, Dad says. How can he if he doesn't have a key? Asks Jim. Let him conjure some food. I hope a magician can perform such magic. He can't. Not without a book of wizardry. That's also in the suitcase, together with all the magic spells, explains Jim. Poor magician, Dad says. Isn't that so cool? And look, the magician's dragging the suitcase that's on wheels. Turn page. Not at all, says Jim. He's a nasty magician. Oh, I see. He conjured a hole into the swimming pool. The nerve. And a knot into the tail of the dachshund. Ouch. And toads into the throat of the opera singer. And, Jim, enough is enough. Dad makes a face. Great. It's great that we have the key now, though, Jim says as he grabs it and quickly shoves it into his pocket. Look at that. This opera singer's got toads coming out of her mouth. And there's a doggy with a knot in his tail. Oh, and look, I can see the magician. He's in the crowd right there. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe you can zoom in. Isn't that cool? Turn page. And what about this button? Dad asks. He turns and touches it as if it were a gemstone. That's a button from a captain's jacket, Jim says. You can tell by the anchor. You must have traveled far. 3 times around the world, storm and waves, Jim hollers. The waves are as high as skyscrapers. You know what I love about Jim?
What?
He has an awesome imagination. Were there palm-lined beaches and pineapples? Asks Dad. It was no vacation, Dad. Compass, jungle, tarantulas, Jim shrieks. Just imagine, the captain got the button entangled in the spider's web. He cursed and wriggled around and quickly cut off the button with his pocket knife. And then he ran to the ship and sailed away. There's a spider hanging down, just looking at him. And the button? Asks Dad. First it stayed in the spider's web, Jim says. But eventually a jungle explorer passed through by chance, removed it from the web and pocketed it. And then lost it right away. And then you found it, says Dad. First someone else found it, Jim says, and lost it. And then the same thing happened all over again. Found? Lost, Dad says. And so on, for years, until yesterday. That's when I found it. Sailor's yarn, Dad says. Lando! Jim shouts as he grabs the button and shoves it into his pocket. Sailor's yarn. That's another way teachers and parents of saying a sailor that tells a story. Like the story of the button on the front page. Now only the stone is left in Dad's hand. What about this? He asks. It's quite a chunk. It's the top of a mountain, says Jim. Oh, a mountain peak. Once, the mountain had an altitude of 16,404 feet, Jim says. No kidding, says Dad. When I found the mountaintop, it was still covered with snow, but it melted in my pants pocket. Dad is stunned. Oh gosh. A giant bit off the mountaintop, Jim says. He was furious. The giant had already ripped out all the trees you could find, and so he went high up on the mountain, took the top between his teeth, and snap! It came off. He hurled it away, and zoom! It fell right in front of my feet. That's a really big looking giant. Yeah. Look at his teeth. Look at those teeth. He probably should go to the dentist.
That big distance.
Now, without a peak, the mountain must look rather odd, Dad says. Like a volcano, Jim says. And if it practices long enough, at some point, it will spit fire. Boink, 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 boink. Jim grabs the stone and quickly shoves it into his pocket. Suddenly, Jim doesn't feel like sorting laundry anymore. I'll see you later, Dad, he says, already at the door. Look what I found, Dad calls. What can this possibly be? Don't you know? Asks Jim. Well, you tell me. That is a paperclip, Jim says. And what else? Dad asks. Nothing else, Jim says. A paperclip, nothing but a paperclip. And look, he's taking all of his stuff in his hands and opens the door. And where do you think he is now?
At his room.
That's right, he's in his room. And look at all the really cool stuff he's collected. I wonder.
And look, a little penny.
I know, I
and
see.
A seashell.
Yeah.
And
a buckle, broken glasses. I wonder what the stories are behind all of that stuff. And there's his dad's dirty sock. I need all of it. I love this story because it will totally help your kiddos and encourage them to have wonderful imaginations about everyday stuff. If you enjoyed the story today, we always have it ready for you in the description below. Click the link. You can add it to your own personal library. We would love to see you guys next time. Like and subscribe our channel because we're having many more stories coming up, and I know you'll love what we put out there. And we hope that you have a wonderful day. Keep reading, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.